Hi, it's Michael Greenwood. So, do you charge by the hour or do you charge using a different method? So, I'm going to be talking about value based pricing and also touching on project based pricing and retainer based pricing as well. So, those are the three types of pricing that I prefer, and I don't charge by the hour. So, how do you get around this when a prospect asks you? You simply tell them, you just say, so if they say to me, Michael, how much do you charge per hour? You say, I don't charge per hour, I charge per project. Or I don't charge per hour, I charge based on a retainer. Or I don't charge per hour, I charge based on the value that I bring. So the performance, the impact on results. It's as simple as that. And it's about having the confidence to speak to a prospect or a client as an equal and not as a subservient order taker. And I have been challenged on this as well. How many hours do you do for X, Y, and Z? And really, it varies. But that's for my timesheet. So it's not really relevant. What is relevant is that the job gets done, the project gets done, and the results come. So there's impact and results and transformation as a result of the services that I provide. So that is the positioning. So if you'd like to be able to speak with authority and confidence and be a trusted advisor rather than a commoditized order taker and think like an employee and create another job for yourself. If you've left your job, you wanted to go into business, but you found that you've just got a really stressful job with long hours now, for not much more money or less money, then keep watching this video. So have you ever experienced any of these? So have you had a client question every line on your timesheet or invoice or anything like that? Where they say, oh, why did that take an extra hour? And they become like time auditors or whatever of what you're doing, rather than actually focusing on what's being delivered. They're focusing on, what they're paying you and all that, and kind of getting hung up on that. While you might be making them loads of money, but the focus is just not on that. They're seeing it as a cost rather than an investment, and not thinking about the return on investment. So, have you ever felt guilty about trying to work more efficiently, like with AI, or looking at different ways to get things done in a better way, and you might have a competitor who's taking longer and the less experienced than you, but they might even be charging more. Really, that you might get something done in half an hour. They get something done in 10 hours. They get paid 20 times as much. Have you ever been asked to keep, the number of hours down on the project? So, let's say you said it's going to be 5 hours, £100 an hour, 500 quid. They said, "Oh, can't you do it in 4? So I could pay 400." Have you ever had that? I've had that. When I used to charge per hour before I switched to value-based pricing, project-based pricing, and retainer-based pricing. Have you ever had a client micromanage you over your shoulder because they're paying you by the hour? Because when they see that clock ticking, that meter running, they're going to be a bit micromanagey every minute. They're paying you per hour, so they need to get as much out of you for that hour and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever avoided any AI automation, anything that would, actually mean that you get paid less because you've been more efficient? So again, it's back to that efficiency again. Have you ever been treated like an employee, a temp worker, instead of a trusted advisor or strategic partner? Have you ever been treated like you're unequal to them, basically, like you're a subordinate? Probably because you charge you by the hour. Have you ever hit your capacity and you're book solid and you're busy full and you're not making enough money, but you seem to be working all hours? So charging by the hour might make sense if you're an employee, but it doesn't wash with business owners. We charge based on performance, impact results, how we move the needle, how much money we make a client, how much time we save them, or both, how much we transform a business. In contrast, rather than being micromanaged and being penalised for being more efficient, value-based pricing helps you to align your compensation with the impact and results that you deliver, so you can have a scalable, more profitable business and position you as a trusted advisor or a strategic partner, not just another pair of hands or a commoditized order taker. So, number one, hourly pricing ties you to time, not value. And employees are paid for their time, not the value that they bring. Businesses, on the other hand, should be paid based on outcome, impact, expertise, or results they deliver. So if it takes you half an hour and that inexperience compared to 10 hours, should they be paid 20 times as much? Should you be paid a 20th of what they're paid? Even if you double your hourly rate, you'll be paid a 10th of what they get paid. They'd be paid 10x, 10 times what you'll get paid. Is that fair for the same thing? Is it fair for the same thing? So value-based or project pricing rewards your results and the input that you bring, what you bring to the table, not how many hours you put into it. If you put 1 hour into it, half an hour into it, 10 hours into it, you get paid the same. It's up to you how efficient you're going to be, and you incentivize for your efficiency. And the client, you work with the right client, they want the result. They want the thing doing. They don't care how long it takes you. They want it doing by a date, yeah? But they don't care how many hours within, from start to finish of project, from start date to end date of project. They just want it done in that time, in that agreed time. You manage the expectations. Number two, it caps your income. If you're charging based on the hour and adopting the mindset of an employee, you're charging by the hour, there's a capacity. You've got 24 hours in the day, generally 8 hours for work, 8 hours for leisure, 8 hours for rest, sleep, right? Everybody's got the same number of hours in the day. We leverage other people's time, other people's money, etc. Rather than selling each hour, directly. That's what employees do. You just create another job for yourself if you're charging per hour. A stressful, long-houred job. Do you want to be a commodity? Do you want to have your services commoditized so you can get involved in, price war races to the bottom where your competitors are also charging by the hour? So if you're competing based on your price, you're going to be competing with others who are competing based on the price. You're going to be in that sphere of people. I call it like the bottom of the triangle, or it's just lots more people there. Lots more people there. So, whereas with project or value-based pricing, it's scalable. We're having to scale your time. Because you've got a business, you can then get other people to deliver the service. So you're selling the service, you're selling the delivery of a service to fulfill a project, for example, rather than selling your time per hour on that project. You're creating a project to deliver the deliverable, and you can get other people involved. So clients focus on time, not results, when you're charging by the hour. And this encourages your clients to audit or scrutinize your time and get hung up on that, rather than, the fact that they made an investment and then they're going to look at the return on investment on that. Instead of trusting your process as well, they don't trust you as much when you're acting like an employee, because they feel like they need to manage you. Whereas when you're a business, you're a strategic partner. You're working together with them. It's win-win. So when clients focus on time, not results, it leads to micromanagement. So why did it set 5 hours instead of 4 hours? I think it can be done in 4 hours. We had somebody who did it in 4 hours, even though that were a different thing. Distrust, getting you to justify your time. Timesheets. How long did it take? Why does it matter how long it took? Did the job get done? Did it get done by agreed date? Hesitation. Can we save some cost somewhere? Rather than thinking about the result, what is the return on investment? That's the way of thinking in business. Not how much does it cost? What's the investment? What's the projected return? How much are we making from it? Project pricing shifts the focus to outcomes. What will be the impact and results? What we're going to get out of this? So you can ask your prospects, if they're kind of price sensitive with price objections, are you more interested in, how much this costs, or actually, focusing on the results that it may bring? It also diminishes perceived authority of yourself, of your brand. If you're charging by the hour, you're going to be attracting a certain type of client, and you're not going to attract, unless they are your ideal client. You're not going to attract your ideal client. If your ideal client is going to see you as an authority. So, like I said, you're going to be playing in that area with other competitors who are charging based on the hour as well. Just got to remember that employees trade time for money. They're told what to do. The commoditized order takers, told how long to work, and are measured by the hours, not measured by the impact on results, not measured by if the project got done. Consultants, freelancers, and agencies should position themselves as experts, as trusted advisors, as strategic partners, not hourly workers. Charging hourly puts you on the same mental tier as a temp or contractor, not a strategic advisor. It discourages efficiency, so no incentive. In fact, no incentive at all to be more efficient, because you're going to get paid less if you're more efficient. No incentive to streamline, use AI, automate, improve your processes. It takes you 2 hours. I'm here for 8 hours anyway. This is what I do. This is the way we've already done it. I don't want to change. Oh, move my cheese. When you're paid by value, you're incentivized to be efficient, because you can deliver quicker results and then move on to do some more work in that day. So, better alternatives to hourly billing. You've got project-based pricing, which I'm a big fan of. It's just a very simple model where you charge by the project. So a fixed price, get the project done, to budget, to quality, and within agreed timescales. Manage expectations along the way. Very simple pricing model that just works. You don't get the clients micromanaging you. Just keep them up to date with what's happening. With the milestones. Retainer pricing, another one of my favourites. Monthly fixed fee for ongoing services. You can add value when a client's on a retainer. You can't add as much value when they're on ad hoc and they're just calling you, and and you can't really prioritise. You prioritise your clients who are on a retainer, And then value-based pricing, I'm another fan of this. So I'm a fan of all these. I'm not a fan of hourly. It's an employee mindset. Charging hourly is rooted in the employee mindset. It's like the old, it's really ingrained within it. So it's got no place in business. Value-based pricing then, this is price based on the impact or ROI of your work. So knowing the value, understanding the figures, understanding the gap, doing a gap analysis with current revenue and future revenue of your clients, etc. So in summary, charging hourly, very much rooted in the employee mindset. As a business, you're offering transformation. For example, when I'm doing digital marketing for a client, I will be taking them on a journey of digital transformation or a digital transformation journey, and helping them, with low-hanging fruit to doing something that gives them a big impact, then working on something else. This might take a bit longer, but we built trust here now with this first thing, and then we do this and get this. So this is like not your low-hanging fruit, but this is your second thing that you need to tackle after you've done your low-hanging fruit, stuff like that. So looking at outcome, see me as an expert, see me as a trusted partner, and we should be compensated based on the value that we bring, not the time that it takes. Yeah, I'm Michael Greenwood. It's been great. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time.